Hey, gorgeous, beautiful people in my phone, on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you're watching this. Today, happy Friday. Wow. I can't express the intensity of the time and of the energies and emotions and experiences that are just coming up this month. It's fucking insane. Um, um, Messy hair don't care sort of morning because I've got to put a conditioning treatment on my hair later, and I keep putting it off. It's just getting worse and worse. So yeah. Wow, what a 24 hours that was. Yesterday was amazing. It really was. I had such an amazing time. I took my youngest, not my youngest, my middle one, the almost teenager, to Esteemed, to the Creative Arts Democratic Education she goes to on a Thursday. And let's just say the weather was shit. Like, it weren't the greatest weather. I'd gone out expecting cold, frosty day in a dress, which was kind of like, would have been nice had it been a cold, frosty day. I was wrapped up, so I wasn't cold. I wasn't cold until absolutely soaked later on. So did that, took her there, did my embodiment practices as they were coming up. So I've been doing embodiment practices more or less every hour since the start of this month. Really tuning in and feeling into the energy that I'm seeking to project out into the world of enthusiasm and excitement and joy, and what I'm creating and how I'm creating it as I step into this new space and new energy that is being created by having a therapy room again and being able to take on clients full time again, and being able to see people and be in the new energy and space of soul, where my therapy room is, and the people there that I absolutely adore and love. And yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will put a little the picture that I shared on my other social medias of two of my favourite men from the space, and the resident dog who's been there forever, Bodhi. And yeah, they were. But if you're watching this on Facebook, then go look at my feed. He's there somewhere. We're way more interested in Bodhi, all of us, than in Roger and Chris, who are beautiful, just beautiful men within the tribe there. But I had an amazing time. I am creating my Reiki Level 1 manual at the moment. I have my first Reiki student in 2 weeks today. So it's the 8th of December. And so she's coming in to see me on the 22nd and 23rd of December for her Level 1 attunement and learning experience. And I'm doing my Reiki teaching. I'm going to do over 2 days each level. I'm going to do over 2 days just because that's what was done for me when I did my teacher, third degree master teacher level. And I found it really helped with the embodiment and integration part of learning about channeling source energy, because that's what Reiki is. It's source energy. If you don't know much about Reiki, the word just means life source energy. It's Japanese. It's interpreted, translated from the Japanese. It's life source energy, and it's what's animating all of us. It's nothing elitist or nothing that we all can't tune into and tap into. But because life is what it is, and we've got so caught up in the density of the 3D world, lots of people don't realise that they can tap into that energy anytime they want to and just feel it, and then harness it, or not harness it. I hate the word harness. I use it way too often, and I'm like, no, I don't like harness. Channel it and have it flow in a way that can then benefit themselves or other people, And that's what a Reiki healer does. And that's what a Reiki practitioner does. And a Reiki teacher teaches people to feel that energy for themselves and then experience its magic and its wonder, and then also pass that on to other people. So I was creating my journal yesterday. I did my own, like, my own, I don't want to use the word branding, my own logo, my own colour coordination and my own magic touch to it. Some images of my own that I will add to it eventually, but maybe not for this student, because there's a lot to put into it, and I left it a bit late as usual. We'll see if my Defined Root Centre can kick in and get it done, so that she can have all the beauty and wonder in it when it's finished. But that was what I was doing. It was magical, and Roger gave me half of his bagel because it came out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm actually really hungry. I didn't realise how hungry I was until I could smell the food. And he was sat there and he was like, you can have some if you want. It was like, I don't necessarily want it all. So I had half a bagel with Roger. He's one of the elders of the tribe. He's in his 70s, and he's an amazing therapist himself, and he's got such wisdom and knowledge and life experience. I just love chatting to Roger. I want to create a podcast with Roger. Roger, if you're watching this, I really, really want to do a podcast with you. We met for coffee one day and bumped into each other where I live in Hebden Bridge, and we just sat and chatted about our lives for a while, and I was like, well, we should totally make a podcast, sharing that, and then maybe bringing other people in as well. But anyway, side note, and just putting that out there to the universe and to Roger, if you watch this, Roger. And then, I signed my contract for my room, which felt really good, because I need to actually go back and look at the astrology for this month, but it was something that came up in my astrology reading for this month, was that there would be a good point where signing contracts is good in the energy of the planetary alignments, and then it got soaked in the rain coming home, which means I need to do another one, we'll see. And that maybe if the timing was just a little bit off, maybe that was the universe saying, need to wait another couple of days. Anyway, and then I left to go and get the train to go and pick my girl up from Esteemed, and it was wet and horrible. And as I was walking to the train station, I was like, no, I'm actually feeling really good. I'm feeling the energy of not having to come home on those days when I take either both of them or one of them there. And then go and spend some time in Seoul. We've come to an arrangement in the summer. Well, not in the summer. Once the evenings are getting lighter again, where on a Monday when they both go, they'll go and get the train on their own because they're teenagers and they're able to do that on a Monday, and I can stay then at Seoul and be present and available for clients right through into the evening, so like 6:30, and that's great. That feels really good. Come February, March, I'll be available right until 6:30 on a Monday. Grab a couple of people in after work, maybe when they're finishing at 5 or 3:30 to come and book in sessions. And I have that's an amazing, relaxing Reiki session or massage or whatever after you've been in work all day. I can't think of anything I'd rather do. Honestly, thinking back to times where I was working till late. I did night shifts, but there would be nothing quite as nice as going for a massage straight after finishing a shift at work. So I was leaving and walking down to the train station thinking, yeah, okay, this is really, really, this is working for me, and this is going to work for me moving through. I've changed on my schedule on my booking system for what days I'm available. So I'm now available Monday, Thursday, for a couple of hours on a Friday and Saturday. More consistency for my days there, not alternating my weekend days, and just like, yeah, it's really good. Really good, feels really good. And then it was cold and it was wet, and my boots have given up, and it just had me going, shit, my feet are getting wetter and wetter and wetter. And as we live in it's a valley. It's like the whole area is just a valley, and most of where I am walking is towards the bottom of the valley. So all the water's coming down from everywhere. When I get off the train where Esteemed is, there's literally rivers running down the roads there. Literally, it's like just walking through a river just to get from A to B. And my feet were just getting wetter and wetter, and I just got really, really fed up and frustrated that my boots were leaking, and I've not got any new boots yet, and the need to get new boots began to like take over me. And that brought up a few things, because I can't right now go and just get a new pair of boots because well, finances. So it's not I can't immediately just go and get a new pair of boots. I've got a few now watching on eBay that are only 30 quid. I'm like, right, that's cool, and I can do that. And I'll be able to do that on Monday. In the meantime, I was like ready to go barefoot. I was like, I would actually rather be barefoot in the fucking December freezing rain than actually be walking around in wet feet. But all the emotions were coming up by the time we were walking up from the station here. There was issues with the trains, and then I got to walk 20 minutes to go and collect her, and then 20 minutes back to the station. All the time getting where. 10 minutes home from the station here, and as I was walking from the station here, it just literally every emotion that we often fight was coming through. Like everything, like first of all, my not self theme is a manifesting in my human design chart is anger, and when I'm not able to live my life in its highest frequency, anger is the emotion that really pops out really quickly. It can come from nowhere. It literally can go boom, and I want to punch walls. Like, really, really do want to punch walls. And that was like I was like walking on, I was thinking, I'm really, really angry that I cannot just get another pair of boots, and like bringing myself back into my body and back into my embodiment practice of, if I could just have gone and got a new pair of boots, even then, that new pair of boots, I'd still have to wait for the new pair of boots to arrive, even if I'd have been able to. There was nothing at all that I could have done differently had I been able to order and pay for a new pair of boots immediately. Literally nothing. Like, until we've developed the instant manifestation of being able to actually manifest here right now in my hands a pair of boots. Yeah, it's not waiting. I'm not manifesting a pair of boots in my hands right now. I still wouldn't, because I wouldn't have, there's nowhere there that I would have just gone and bought a pair of boots, because I won't ever waste buying cheap things just because I could do it in an instant. That's like the whole like disposable fashion is really not within my heart, it's not within my ethics. There are certain shops that I just will never go in, even if it might only cost me for a fiver for something. I won't. My ethics and my ethical standards will not allow me to just buy disposable fashion. That's why I shop on eBay. And my phone was dead, so I couldn't actually. I did. No, the busy train, my phone had like 5%. So I think I did on the train to pick her up. I started looking at boots on eBay and got some saved. And that's, yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 pairs of boots that I'm watching on eBay now, which I'm like, on Monday I will definitely be buying myself a new pair of boots. Unless when I go out now, there's like a pair for a tenner in one of the charity shops, which are boots that I've got. The boots I've got that I got last year, very good boots. And they did only cost me about £10. I got a pair of boots for each of us for 30 quid from the second-hand shops here. All almost new condition or new condition. I think the boots that I'll be using, to the daughter, for the next couple of days were brand new. They didn't have a mark on them. And then I got a pair of knee highs, which the eldest used, and then these like calf ones, which I've been using, and they're just, yeah. But what I learned from the experience and what I'm bringing in now is that it doesn't matter when we've got stuck in a lack mindset and the poverty mindset that most people are in. There are life circumstances which doesn't matter if you have millions of pounds in the bank. You can't instantly change things sometimes, and you know, things like suddenly your boots go, yeah, we've had enough of the rain here, and leaking. Don't change anything. I'm sure that very wealthy people still have days where they've got soaked to the skin. I played with the idea of like, would I have got a taxi? And actually, no, I wouldn't actually have hung around waiting for a damn taxi to take me a 5-minute walk up the hill, 10-minute walk up the hill. Like, there's certain things that the learning and the wealth mindset learning that I've done in the last 6 months and over the last few years actually have really had me looking at what would I change if I did have infinite amounts of money in the bank. And the things that I wouldn't change are things like walking to the train. Where I still wouldn't have a car, although I maybe would have my driving license and be able to hire a car for certain things, but I still wouldn't have a car on my own, because I don't not have a car because when I gave up my car, I didn't give up my car because I couldn't afford it or because I thought I didn't have the money. I actually was in a very well paid job in the NHS. I gave up my car because it was actually an inconvenience to me. I lived in the city. It literally sat around more than it got used. I used it literally to go and get big shops in the middle of the night when there's no one in the supermarket because I work night shifts. So I'd like on my nights off, I'd go and get a massive shop from the supermarket. Literally use that and to get to see my parents because they were like 140 miles away. Still are. Well, my dad is. And so that wouldn't change. Like that wouldn't change. One of the things that would change is there are times where I would get a taxi, but not from the station here in my own town. Like, just not, because it's not a long enough walk to warrant me. Right, okay, yeah, I'll spend money on a taxi. It's just not. It's even in the pouring rain, it's not. And since more often than not, it's not actually pouring rain. Like, most of the time, it's a pleasant enough walk. But to go maybe sometimes to where my therapy room is, which is it's about a 10-minute drive if there's no traffic. It can take 40 minutes. The reason why I don't get a bus there is because it can take 40 minutes if there's traffic to do like literally a 10-minute drive. And I read people's posts who's stuck in traffic and I think, yes, this is why I get a fucking train. This is why I don't get the bus there. I get a train. Even though the bus is slightly easier and slightly, it's not actually quicker at all. Like, time for time, even with the walk to the station at my end and the walk from the station at that end, it time for time, if I got still good, you still got to wait for a fucking bus, haven't you? 10-minute walk, it's a 10-minute car ride there. It can take 20 minutes on the bus, because remember, buses stop and start, stop and start, stop and start. And there, but the bus stop is right in front of the of Soul Wellness where my therapy room is, so that's the difference. Whereas it takes me 15 minutes to walk up from the station there, and it's uphill. So these are the things that I've learned through my embodiment practice, through my wealth mindset integration and learning, is that there's certain things that would never ever change even if I was a millionaire. There are certain things that would I'd still experience. And that is, if it's fucking raining and my boots decide that they've had enough of being waterproof, then I'd still get wet feet. And like, it was then like, so how does the processes I've been doing with my wealth coach, it's all about like, so how does that next level version deal with these tricky situations? And it was like, actually just like fucking be angry at the situation, be frustrated at the situation, but know that I can actually deal with the situation as soon as I can, which I can, like I literally can. Potentially not any slower than if I could have immediately as soon as I got home order a pair of boots. There's literally still got to wait for delivery, still got to wait for things to come in the post, and given the issues people have been having with the couriers around here recently, could still potentially be bootless in a week. What I would like to change is this: please no rain for a week. Yeah, can we come to a deal with that, universe? That there's no rain for a week, at least not while I'm out. So it's not raining today. But this was the gold that I brought from the experience, was that like there's certain things that I can't change right there and then, but what I can change is myself. And this is like the foundation of what I teach, is what we change as ourselves. We definitely don't change other people. Can't do that. Literally, I've tried. I spent a long time trying to change my husband. Couldn't change him. I could have changed him, but I didn't want to change him, honestly. What I changed was myself. And that's all we can do, is change our perception, our energy, our mindset, our reaction to a situation, so that it becomes easier to handle. And I did. Felt all those emotions. When I got home, one of the things I wrote about in my journal last night I did differently, and in the wealth membership that I'm in, was when I came home, I didn't blame everybody and everything else for the fact my feet were wet. I might blame the rain maybe a little bit. I did have a moan about the train that had been cancelled, that had made my wait in Sowerby Bridge longer than it should have been. Did have a moan about that. But didn't blame the train operator, didn't even blame the people who had caused the disruption on the train that made it late. There was not that. It was just this is what has happened in these last few hours that have made the last 2.5 hours pretty fucking miserable. This is how I feel. I feel angry. I feel frustrated. I feel sad. I actually was like really sad that life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. And it's actually okay to feel sad that like you're having a shitty few hours, and not to make sadness wrong as an emotion to feel when you're having a bad time. So, and I expressed that as I walked through the door, and I was like, "Hi, how are you?" What was it that Chris says when we walk in? Hi, all adventurers. I am fucking angry. Like, shed my coat, which was soaked through. Came upstairs and got in my pajamas. When I took my hoodie downstairs later for him to feel, and went, that's how wet the hoodie was that was under my coat. Fortunately, it hadn't gone through the hoodie's quite a thick, like fluffy lined hoodie. Trying to think what it's called. But it was made by a friend, and it's like. I came upstairs, I took action to get myself dry rather than sitting around in my wet clothes, or be like really frustrated. I got myself some comfort food to make myself feel better. Ice cream, because I'm fucking freezing, but I'm going to sit and eat ice cream. Because that's what my little girl needs always. My inner little girl needs ice cream. Sat and ate that. Chris said then that he'd actually put messaging service on that he uses, that we communicate with each other, to see if I was going to message and say do this, but like because my phone was dead and because I was so wet, I hadn't thought like to say this is what the plan is for tea and this is where it is and this is how you can do it, so when I get in I could have had hot soup as soon as I walked in the door. And I'd not said that to him at any time through the day, so he didn't know at all. That is where the change has occurred within me. Like, I didn't come through the door and blame him for not having cooked the soup that I'd never told him to cook. I didn't walk through the door and blame everybody and everything outside of me for the experience that I'd had. I came through the door, expressed how I was feeling, did something about it, went and just sat with myself. Like, I didn't interact, I didn't project at anybody, I didn't react to anything that came up externally for me. I just sat with how I was feeling. I knew that it was actually okay and safe for me to feel that way for a little bit, and I didn't lower my vibration and my frequency by being angry for a little bit. All the time coming back and going, am I happy with this feeling? Am I happy with what this is projecting? What can I do about it? How can I write about my day without sounding like an angry, needy bitch? I have got a post that I will share in a bit that I wrote sometime in the evening, and it was like, yeah, it was very different to how past Davina of like 6 years ago would have reacted, responded, and caused like a massive family argument. Like it was everybody else's fault that I'd come in soaking wet. That's what Davina of 6 years would have done. And within an hour, maybe, more or less, Chris had offered to warm the soup up. He'd done that. I was sat eating warm soup with fresh bread, which he'd gone and got from the market earlier on, feeling much less angry, like not angry at all by that point, feeling much more like I could embody the joy and the enthusiasm that I'd been feeling as I'd left Seoul at, 2:30, that I could be that. And that might have been when I fully started shopping for boots, and got, like, I've got a few pairs of boots that I will choose from, and wrote some posts about like, yeah, shared the post that I've just mentioned already about the Bodhi, our resident dog, and the just watching him oversee Chris and Roger as they were discussing something, and having done sat doing my Reiki manual and sat watching then YouTube Minecrafters with the middle girl and Chris. We're all a little bit into our Minecraft YouTubers at the moment. I should totally do it. Like, honestly, if your kids are into Minecraft, right? If your kids are into Minecraft and you fucking hate it and you think they're not learning anything and they're not ever going to be successful, go and watch some YouTube Minecrafters with them. Like, ask them who their ask them, who's your favourite YouTube Minecrafter? And can we watch some? No, I don't. Okay. There may be. Maybe I'm trying to say that there's like, imagine the banter that may go on between gamers. Just to be warned, if your Minecraft players are quite young, There are some really, really good Minecraft YouTubers who keep their content family friendly. Like Dan TDM, like he was the first YouTube Minecrafter I ever knew of, and he has done a really good job of, and now he's a dad himself, he's done a really good job of keeping his content fairly family friendly. He's one of the ones who doesn't swear. He was one of the ones that I would let them watch. And then there's 2 or 3 others who are very, very adamant. And that was one of the things that was in the YouTube video that we were watching last night, was they were trying to get one of the guys who doesn't swear to swear. And he was just like, no, not doing it. And they do it, they wind them up. Like, peer pressure, it's peer pressure, isn't it? It's like, it's adult peer pressure, it's grown-up peer pressure. It's the peer pressure that some of us went through at school. I mean, I did. I swore like a fucking demon at school. When I wasn't supposed to. Like, that was my rebellious streak coming out. But I'd never ever swore at home. Like, never. A word never ever slipped out. Ever. I think I might have swore at my mum once as an adult, once I'd had babies, and was really, really sick of her interfering with how I chose to speak to the girls when they were doing something that I would rather they stop doing, because I was more conscious and more thoughtful and thought about the words I said before I said them. So yeah. If you think if your young people love Minecraft and you think it's a waste of time, go watch some YouTube, because we are proper addicted to watching them. And the husband, I'm now a Minecraft widow now, because he's like proper got into watch it. He's not playing it yet. Touch wood. Touch wood, he don't start playing it, because no, I'm sure he'd actually really, really love it, but he's not played it yet. Probably because his PC can't handle it. My laptop, I don't know if my laptop could handle it. But yeah, it's really brought actually some connection in the family that it needed, that we needed. Particularly between the middle one, the almost teenager, and the husband, who are both very similar in personalities and so clash quite a lot. And it's pretty explosive while he copes with a independent-minded, free-spirited daughter that we have been striving to bring up, free-thinking and speaking up for herself, and his own inner child wounds, I guess, of like, not being listened to when he was young, and having everything that he ever thought of being suppressed, and everything he ever really wanted to do for himself being told wasn't good enough. So, yeah. Right, I'm done. In summary, allow yourself to feel shit when you feel shit. Don't project it at other people. Own it. Take responsibility for it. Own your ability to respond in a way that's more in alignment with Source, Spirit, God, the light, the light frequencies, and the heart, rather than how we may have been encouraged to project those emotions like anger and sadness in the past. And be the change. Change yourself in a way that's empowering for you. And yeah. They're my dawning thoughts for today. I'm going to go and do some boring old shopping, do some mum life stuff, put my conditioning treatment on my poor hair, and enjoy my Friday where I don't actually, well, I would normally be out on a Friday, but my friend who would normally meet on a Friday is off to Glasgow to do her goddess thing, and there's train strikes anyway, so like, right, okay, that's sort of like puts a spanner in him going anywhere. That doesn't really, but you know, buses are no fun. I really don't like buses. Right, enjoy your day. If you're watching this anywhere other than Facebook, enjoy your day. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Even if you're watching this on Facebook, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because this will only be on Facebook for 30 days, because I'm only keeping these videos on here just because it's an easy, convenient place to record them, and I'm not keeping them on here for 30 days. And then you'll be able to see them on YouTube. So go subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'd be nice to see more than 44 subscribers on my YouTube channel by the end of this month. And maybe I'll even get an EFT video made. I am going to get into the therapy room tomorrow, and maybe make my first video from there for Thingy as well. Right, off shopping. Enjoy Friday, or enjoy whatever day it is now for you. I'll see you soon.